The system that we have developed is to eliminate the functional approach of check processing as it has historically been performed. What we have done is develop a workstation professional approach, that the operator sits at the station and is totally responsible for her work from the time it's processed until it's ready to leave the bank. The paperwork that is being created, we've developed all of these systems. They just pump out paper. The checks is a paper commodity. What we have to do is take that paper and try to reduce its use or reduce the output of paper in certain areas. Part of what our systems are designed to do is that the output that is generated by the processing of checks is being eliminated by putting it on microfiche or on microfilm, so that we don't have to have warehouses storing paper for years. Part of the paperwork that we're developing is to say, how can we process paper and move it faster? In checks, which is unique to society on the whole, it's a means of our financial structure, our economic structure, is the circulations of checks. Checks now are micro-encoded to expedite their processing. And the unique thing that we like to point out here in this process, electronics generally creates paper. And out of that creation of paper, we've gone to microfiche to just reduce the amount of paper consumed. But in check processing, the reverse is what's happened. The microencoding that's on the check is what creates the electronics. So to give you an example, of the 300,000 items that are processed here on a given day, we are probably generating somewhere of 9 million bits of electronic information that allows us to work with it electronically, massage it for index systems, microfilming retrieval systems, electronic postings to a customer's account. The difference 20, 30 years ago was everything was on a hand posting system. We did not have the kind of volume of checks that then as we do today. Society uses checks more frequently than they use cash. Even though we're into what's called a cashless society, we still have the media of checks to exchange hands. So what's happening is that the impact to business is the customer wants his credit on a timely basis. If you make a deposit into your checking account using a check that I have given you for a service, you want that credit to your account as soon as possible. And so first we have to ensure that our customer gets his credit on time. And the fact that I am giving, or as a bank, giving you $100, but that $100 is drawn on a bank in California, I have to get my $100 back quickly for my balance. What I've seen in my own experience is that, yes, a clerical workforce to handle the paper or what society deems as paperwork. The problem is how do we get this paper under control so that you don't have to go into a warehouse and thumb through millions of pages to find an answer. The whole attitude is, and people are accepting the fact that there are microfilm to look something up, or a computer that can give you an answer, and storing of information.
Really, it's a whole new kind of workforce. I mean, you're talking here about a workforce, as you said, the clerical's going way up, the manufacturing is going way down.
That's right, especially New York City. New York City is now what they call a headquarters city. If you take that into the context of that, there are probably more employees working in the office environment as opposed to any of the manufacturing facilities that are still in New York City.
The big buildings you see down there, buildings. In other words, these are not manufacturing facilities.
These are all office buildings. They are processing some kind of a transaction that requires paper and transferring that paper into some kind of computer processing to expedite a service to the public. That service could be to other banks, it could be to individuals like you and I, or multiple corporations that are within the city or across the world for that matter, especially in the Wall Street area.
Let me throw out some single words. You throw back to me whatever comes in your mind, whatever, okay?
Power base of the people, of where the workforce is, yeah, it's now in a clerical office work environment, just by the sheer numbers of people that are involved with it. I think when you take a look at this computer-oriented society and the processing of paperwork, a whole industry of computer support has exploded just to support this particular. The ultimate objective is that a piece of paper that can be processed today, for instance a check, that I'm able to telecommunicate that back to my customer overseas and say, yeah, you have your credit today. And he doesn't have to wait a month till his statement has arrived in his office.